You know, this is a real good time for us to be creative.
That's what I've been doing. That's what look, been doing nothing but working.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. I've recently been getting into punching in.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been getting into punching in. You know, not really writing as much. I'll ponder over a chorus or a hook or a bridge or a beginning. But after that, once I kind of got the rhythm, I'll just go.
You're just going.
Yeah.
Bro, it's second like nature to you. It's ridiculous. Like you're thinking like me, but on set. Like the way that you're processing words is the way that I process notes on saxophones. And you're processing the note, you're processing the lyric, and you're making it sound dope too, and the rhythm on top of that, bro. You're like that's it's cold, bro. It's cold. Like you got a cold mindset.
That's dope, man. Thank you for that, bro. So hey, check it out. This is what I want you to do, man. I want you to introduce yourself. Tell them where you're from.
Hey, man. My name is Polaris, aka MDSoulful, Seattle, Washington, born and raised.
That's what's up. You hear that, y'all? Seattle, Washington. I appreciate everybody tuning in to 1150 the channel. MD, we got MDSoulful here. This is a phenomenal artist himself. He is a saxophone player. He is a pianist. And since I met the young brother, I haven't done nothing but gave him his kudos and just tried to absorb the energy at the moment. You know, I mean, super cool. You know, and it's amazing to just be able to play offhand and have the cadence to be able to travel in any atmosphere, it doesn't matter what's going on. Like I seen you in action, you can transform in a second, and that's super dope, bro. That is super dope, bro. I haven't seen too many people, man, that play piano and saxophone.
Yeah, man, it's a humbling experience, man. Humbling.
What'd you start off on first, bro?
Matter of fact, my first instrument was actually trumpet.
Yo, hold on, get the hell out of here, man. What?
Trumpet?
Yeah, man. My dad put me on trumpet because he didn't want to pay for reeds. He's like, yeah, boy, the reeds are expensive. Boy, you better just go get this trumpet. Because my older brother played trumpet, and so it was kind of like a trumpet battle type thing. But you know, 98.9 smooth jazz came through, and I was listening to like Kenny G, Eric Darius, Gerald Albright, and all those cats, and on Najee, and going from there. That's kind of where it happened, man. Saxophone, all that.
That's dope, man. That's crazy because I went to Texas when I was 9 years old. By the age of 11, in 7th grade, I had to be in band. And when you're in band, you got to choose an instrument. The instrument that I chose was a trumpet.
Come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's the horn. That's the original OG horn.
Come on, man. I had to. You know, I was like, you know, analyzing. I'm like, damn, I don't want no flute. You know, you know, I play drums a little bit, so I don't want to really mess with drums. I want to learn something different. I didn't want nothing too big where I got to carry it, you know. And I'm like, man, the trumpet is that thing where you hold it and you go.
You're like, yeah, man, you're feeling like the dude when you play the trumpet, man. This is how it is. This is how it is.
So the trumpet was to start off.
The trumpet was to start off. Technically, piano was my first instrument. My mom had an apartment off of Columbia Way or whatever, and had a little piano right there. But I never really got into it until I got in high school. The trumpet was like the official, like, okay, I'm about to be a musician. I want to learn how to play this. I want a sax, don't got a sax, but I'll just mess with this trumpet right quick and see what we can do with that.
Okay. That's funny. You know what? Because as trumpet players, they trumpet, and you're gonna agree. I know you're gonna agree to this. Trumpet players are mesmerized by saxophone players because it's almost the same thing, but way more notes and way much more to do. So it's like, as a trumpet player, you'll hit some stuff. You can get down, but it's nowhere near of the sound and the projection in the clarity of a saxophone. The sweetness.
It's cool, man, because it's like, because again, it's all brass at the end of the day, but more so, trumpets have, man, their notes are just powerful. Like, it's hard to play quiet, like, unless you like, really like tune in and you really like, really have some practice and some experience. With saxophone, it's more of like a central type instrument. It's more of like if we was comparing like musicians to like just trying to get on with a girl or whatever, right? Saxophone, like a wise man told me this. Wise man told me this. He's standing right over here.
Talking. Tell us, we want it.
But the wise man said, when you're playing saxophone, it's like you're making love to a woman and you're caressing a woman. But when you're playing trumpet, you're just pretty much you're just getting them in. You know what I'm saying? You're just getting them down. So it's like you got the best of both worlds.
With that being said, I got one question for you.
For sure.
At the beginning of you learning how to play trumpet, what was your first week like? What happened? What did they give you?
So they gave me off the bat, they gave me like Mary Had a Little Lamb or whatever, started rocking that for a minute, but then they jumped up to the big guns and started playing Tequila. Da 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 da. I was like, let me go ahead.
Okay, so look, check it out, MD. I want to go a little bit deeper than that. What I'm trying to get to, because I don't want to say it, bro. Because I had to go through this shit for a whole week before I can even touch the trumpet. So now I hope you know what I'm talking about. Before you even touch the trumpet,
oh man,
what do you got to do for like a week straight?
Man, you got to get your jaw right.
Woo! You got to, and hold on, and to get your jaw right, what do you got to do? You got to take what is your new best friend, and you got to figure it out. You got to do it. What is that? Come on, MD, I know you know.
It's something exclusive. I ain't never heard of this. I ain't really played no instrument. So, you know what I'm saying?
Now, how young, are we talking about being young or are we talking about being grown?
Okay, so this is, I'm going to say it like this. When I was in Texas, and my first instrument, my second instrument, the second instrument I learned how to play was the trumpet. When I was in class and we picked our instrument, for the trumpet section, the teacher said, you cannot take your trumpet home. All you can do is take your mouthpiece.
The mouthpiece home, come on, man.
What's the mouthpiece, though? Like
the mouthpiece was the connector to the trumpet. You know what I'm saying?
Like the horn part?
It's like a little silver
like a
piece.
Like part?
It's like a small silver,
like this, right?
Yeah.
And so then you just, but see, I didn't really get it that bad. Like Texas, like their whole music system and their whole music education is brutal, man. But they got players coming out of here.
It's real.
Like Seattle, they just give you the instrument and let you play. But that's real though, because that's what I came from, an old school cat. Rest in peace, Ed Lee, man. Seattle jazz legend, Ed Lee.
Ed Lee?
And yeah, man, he was my 5th grade band instructor. I didn't even know who he was when I was. But, growing up and really getting into him, monster.
Yeah.
Doc told me, hey, man, you take that mouthpiece off and you just go home, go in. Of course, I was hard-headed, so I wasn't really paying attention. But I did. And so, man, if your lips are going to be itching, but you got to get through it.
Yeah.
You got to get through it.
You got to get with it, man, because that's what's going to get you to that point when you start actually playing the horn. You're going to be like, oh, that's how you hit a note?
Yep.
It's all in the vibration. It's all in that push. You got to push that air out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a whole nother element of learning something as far as the instruments things go, man. I didn't know it was in that depth that you had to do like training as far as your just your regular like jaw muscles. You know what I'm saying? I know you got to work on your wind and whatnot. But I ain't
flat out. So peep this, man. So take that same concept of taking the mouthpiece off of trumpet, man. I applied that to saxophone, right?
Right.
My teacher, Jordan Rui, OG, man. OG in the game, respect to Jordan Rui. Told me to take my mouthpiece off and just try to see if I could play like, different melodies. And that's how you get your tonality right.
So you saying you took the mouthpiece off that you originally supposed to use to play the instrument, took it off to try to experience
make another song, make a song out of it.
Like experiencing different melodies outside of the norm, then that's like being like orthodox, like you stepping out of it, like, you know.
Yeah.
Hold on.
They want
Hold
you
on.
to play a song.
I'll show you right now. Hold on. I got
Yeah, my teacher gave us a whole song, and we had to know the notes first, and then we had to take that mouthpiece and we had to play like we imagining we pressing a note, but we had to play through that damn mouthpiece like we playing through the trumpet.
Okay.
So yeah, now peep this, man. This is just a mouthpiece, right?
Before you
the
start,
mouthpiece for the alto.
Before you start, let me ask one question, right?
What's that?
That ties with this. Is this something that most instructors do, or is this something like advanced instructors do, and they like push like great artists is coming out of their camp? Like, is this something like out of the norm or what?
I mean, to be honest with you, I never really had a lot of instructors.
Okay.
A lot of people teach different philosophies, and there's not really a right or wrong way to do it as long as you get there. Okay. But I will say it does help. A lot of people who've gotten trained by older musicians, like who've been college professors or just touring and gigging, like they probably like pass it down, who pass it down to pass it down. So and they make different variations of how to go about it too. So
okay, that's
kind of where it comes from. But pretty much what Lou said about the trumpet, I mean, I do the same thing on saxophone, but really, ain't like, so I'll go. I mean, and it's good with just wind control, it's good with just anything. But then you apply that to like live performances, it's like, oh shit, I ain't never seen that happen before. Oh, he took the mouthpiece off. That's just crazy.
Yeah, and see that's why I was getting at with the question. You know what I'm saying? Because like most people might not really know that experience of stepping into it like that, as far as taking the mouthpiece off and doing it. Because that a lot of people are basic. You know what I'm saying? They like, man, we ain't gonna do that. You know what I'm saying? We just train in this. That's the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? So it's big to see you step out the box and elevate still with that. That's what's up.
Oh, man, appreciate you, Doc. Appreciate you.
Yeah.
And I, you know what? I'm glad that we're having this conversation because I haven't had this conversation with anybody about playing instruments. I stopped playing instruments about 10th grade. I was playing and I kept going and you know what? Actually, before I go in, let me touch in on a topic about Texas schools. Now, when you get in a band or football, it is in middle school. It ain't in high school.
Middle school.
It's in middle school. So you in a band and you actually going on competitions in middle school. You going on real competitions in real centers around the city against other schools in middle school. Basketball, football in middle school.
That's big.
You know what I'm saying? And so when I had that experience,
training too, though.
Yeah, when I had that experience, I've done competitions. My school won a couple competitions in the Houston division. It was crazy because it was big, it was deep, and I was into that trumpet heavy, and I just stopped playing. But I know picking it up just like any other instrument, you just kind of go with the flow and you'll feel it again.
Yeah,
it was a brutal training. My teacher explained that to me, and I was doing that at the house, and my dad at the time was like, man, you really want to get good, huh? I was like, yeah. You was like, my lips were so sore. But that week though, that second, third week though, man, it was serious. It was serious and it was fun. It's actually really fun to learn an instrument, you guys. So to all the people that's tuning in, if you don't know, you won't know. So let me let you know. Instruments are absolutely fun. It is a brain fulfiller. It is a soul fulfiller. It is an atmosphere fulfiller. It is a time fulfiller. And it's great. So if you ever get inspired and want to learn an instrument, the trumpet is a good way to go. You got to start off with the mouthpiece first, though. You got to start off with the mouthpiece. You got to get you a dose. You got to get you like a week of that mouthpiece. You see that mouthpiece, you're gonna be ready by the second, third week.
That's like the initiation, basically.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
That's where the champions come from, though. So they can also, MDSoulful. You was on Drinks and Jokes too, right?
Yes, sir.
What other platforms do you be on where people can, check you out, check your talent out, or either book you for something, you know what I'm saying, where they can really experience, your music and why they call you MDSoulful?
All right, so to answer the first question, you can find me on pretty much almost all social media platforms. So Facebook, type in MDSoulful, and that's MDSoulful. Instagram, MDSoulful. YouTube, MDSoulful. Snapchat, MDSoulful.
Okay.
Some goofy stuff.
Yeah.
I be going through, because I keep it real. Like, I don't got nothing to hide from nobody. And then as far as where I got the name from, typically a nickname that was passed down to me from one of my best friends.
Okay.
Shout out to James Sears. I'm a freshman in high school. I'm not knowing nothing, oblivious to everything around me. And he gave me the nickname MD, which is just my initials, Medeiros Dixon, MD. Now, Souful came through is just because of something. I wanted to start a band, and so I needed to be different, but I also wanted to express how I view life, and that's just soulful. Like, it's just the soul. Like, I live a soul-based life. I believe in energy. I believe in being around right people who bring forth right, good energy, and that comes from the soul. So, MDSoulful is what I am.
Man, that's big, because I was going to ask you how you got your name, actually, you know what I'm saying? So I'm glad you elaborated on that, man. I appreciate it. And let me ask you another question, too, though, because, I do multiple things. And one thing, I do is paint. You know what I'm saying? I'm a painter. So they always got something to say about painters. They like, man, painters is this way, they that way, they kind of crazy, whatever. And
that's an art. Not everybody can paint, bro. There's different shades, there's different layers to this shit. There's different coating of stuff. Yeah. Bro. That's hard.
Hey, for real. But you know what I'm saying? As they say that, painters is a little crazy or whatever. I relate to those. I relate to those painters, though. You know what I'm saying? So the question I was gonna ask you is what do they say about musicians that's kind of true that you would say, man, yeah, when I be around other musicians, it is kind of true, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I will clear up a misconception that musicians got their shit together, because we really don't. With me, you got the most, it just depends, what you're brought up in. With me, it's when I'm around, my true element, when I'm around my true musicians, right? A lot of people be like, oh man, he looks like he's saying something important on stage. I ain't saying nothing. I'm talking shit. To be honest with you, I'll be like, yeah, that girl over there, of course, she's bad, ain't she? While in mid-song, while somebody's taking their solo, I'm speculating the whole room. Songs, 9 times out of 10, because people got lives, there's times that people rehearse or whatnot, but a lot of it is just coming from feeling it. There's a lot of times where I've been in situations where I didn't have time to rehearse, and we've only rehearsed half the set list, but we have to play and make the show happen. So, and it's really about learning how to trust each other and learning. So to be a real good musician, in my eyes, you got to learn how to be trusting, and you got to be able to handle the punches. It's a lot of pressure.
So, that's what's up, man.
Good advice. That's good advice, y'all.
Yeah.
You hear it live, 1150 the channel. We got MDSoulful. If you just tuning in, this is MDSoulful. We appreciate you tuning in with y'all. It's 1150 the channel. Question I wanted to ask you, bro.
What's up?
So, what's the difference between knowing how to play and being super dope?
Well, the thing about it is anybody can play an instrument. That's just what it is. Now, being super dope is an interpretation of what somebody else has in you, because there can be positions where you can be put in positions where, again, oh, he's cool, but but he's not this, or he's cool, but he's not that. And there's other circumstances where you can be around some people who never heard music or listen to music like that, right? So they can hear something and they'll be like, that's dope, and you'll be like, well, I only did like 2 or 3 notes, but the way you hit the 2 or 3 notes is dope. There's so many aspects about being dope, and there's so many ways to like come from it. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of it is just playing is just kind of like what you do, how you breathe, how you eat, right? But then the feel, I guess, to me is what makes you dope. Can I feel you playing? Can I feel the music that's coming from you? And that's what being dope is. You might not be dope to everybody, you know? And that's kind of how I look at it.
I appreciate that response, man. That's a dope response, and to everybody out there that's listening and chiming in, you know that we all have the energy to be great. You know, and we're not gonna be great in everyone's eyes.
Nope, not at all.
You know what I mean? But what's crazy is when we feel good about what we do and we want to be great, it kind of has a weird way to reflect on someone else, and they see that. You know, it's kind of hard to be seen to be great and not want it, you know, or not feel it. You know, so I agree on that, man. I appreciate for that response. And you know, shit, man, it's about that time. 11:50 the channel. We tuned in, we tapped in. We got one of the craziest. He's crazy. He's crazy at this stuff, man. He's crazy. And you know, it's he creates an atmosphere. So ladies, buckle up your heels. That's if you got the straps on them. Or if you got the zippers on them. You know what I'm saying? Fellas, peep game. Tap in. It's okay. Accept it. It's a path. What I want to do is introduce you, and I want you to introduce you, and I want you to go ahead and get down on however you want to do, bro. You get down on how you want to do it, man. You play whatever you want to play. Introduce it. If it's something that's written, if it's something that's not written, however you want to do it. But y'all, this is 11:50 the channel. Lou Styles, Joseph, Anthony the Brand, T-Top Tay, Troy D. We in this night, baby. We have MD coming live and direct. Oh, man. You done brought that gold thing out. You know what happens when you bring that gold thing out.
Yeah.
You might as well bring the roses and the red carpet too, because it's happening right now, live and direct. 11:50 the channel. MD, you got it.
Alright, man, let's see what I got. Let's see what I want to play. Dang, this is, man, on the spot. Beautiful, man. That's beautiful. MDSoulful, y'all.
That was beautiful. That was real player right there. I didn't want you to stop, man. I was on my zone.
Yeah.
You hear me?
And for the people that don't know, what was that you was playing?
I don't even know.
Well,
that's a new one.
It's called a new one, y'all.
That's a new one.
That's that 2020, man. Get used to it, baby. It's a vibe.
Oh, don't get scared now. You see, he preparing for something else. I told you, this goddamn boy transformed, man. He transformed now.
Let's go. Something like that. Little rendition of Stevie. Isn't she lovely?
Man, that's beautiful.
Y'all heard it live and direct at 1150 the channel MDSoulful. We appreciate it, man.
Oh man, appreciate y'all, man, for real, for real.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I appreciate having you on, man. This is a big deal, man. You know what I'm saying? Our first really musician, man, that's really talented. You know what I'm saying? You done set the bar. Everybody that's coming behind you, gotta step it up, gotta come with their heat. You know what I'm saying? You're very talented, man. I appreciate you, man. And we want to have you live to do something for us, too, man. We want to be a part of your stuff, too, though, you know?
Oh, man, say the word. It's nothing. It's a done deal. Like, it ain't nothing but a word, man. Like, hey, nothing but a word. Like, for real. I'll fuck with y'all.
Man, I appreciate you, baby.
It's
Real
exciting,
talk.
man. We appreciate you, bro. One more time for 1150 the channel and the people that's tuning in, let them know where they can find you at all the social networks.
So all social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Man, I'm working on a project right now. So as soon as this coronavirus gets over and all this done with, man, we're gonna be right back at work. So still writing a couple songs out. Almost got my first single done. So pretty much anything you type in MDSoulful, MDSoulful, you'll be able to find me.
And that first single again, what's that name of it? I don't think you dropped the name of it. Do you want to drop the name of it?
Oh no, not yet.
Okay.
No, because I got two of them. I haven't decided yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, man, it's gonna be real smooth. It's gonna be real different. It's gonna be a sound that y'all never heard before, and it's all live.